Hi, so I went apartment hunting and I saw a total of 4 apartments over the span of 2 days. So normally when you want to find a place to rent or maybe even buy, you would go to a 부동산, which is a real estate office. And if you are an English-speaking foreigner like myself, it is very recommended that you find an English-speaking realtor to kind of like liaise on your behalf. So that's what I did. A friend recommended this English-speaking realtor to me and I reached out to him and I just told him what I was looking for. I kept it very simple for him. I had like mainly 2 criteria. First one being that I wanted it to be new. I consider new to be less than 3 years old. And the reason for this is because most likely if the building is new, it'll satisfy other criteria that I have. And the second thing I told him was I really was looking for a place that had not that high of a rent. On the spectrum, I was pretty much on the lower end of things. In Seoul, prices range depending on what you're getting. It can go from maybe 500,000 Korean won to definitely over $1 million. For me, I just wanted what they call a one room, so it's kind of like a studio space, open concept. I didn't need a bedroom or anything. And I said anywhere on the Seoul subway line will work for me. And so that's what I told him. He found this one place for me, and then while I was in contact with him, I was looking myself on this app called Chikbang. It's basically an app where people post buildings available for rent or even for purchase. But every time I sent a link from Chikbang to the realtor, he was like, we don't trust Chikbang, like there are lies, blah blah blah. I mean, understandable, like sometimes it really can be that case, but he was like kind of against it. And also something that came about that I didn't realize would be a concern is that a lot of these places that are for rent are only available to like business tenants. I'm not really sure what that means or if it's like a mistranslation, but essentially they don't allow someone with an ARC. So I don't know what the reason is. My realtor kind of explained it to be like a tax purpose. Maybe the landlord needs to pay some sort of fee. I don't know. But that was really discouraging because all these apartments that I saw that I liked on Chikbang, I would send it to the realtor and he'd be like, no, 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 no. We actually ended up arranging 2 viewings in one day. One that I found on Chikbang myself, and the other one was the one that he had found for me. So apartment number 1 is the one that I found on Chikbang. This apartment is maybe like a 10-minute walk from a subway station in Seoul. And this building is 5 years old. So not as new as what I had originally wanted it to be, but upon entry, it looked very new and I was pretty happy with it. It had a west-facing window and of course a washer and fridge inside and a separated shower, so the bathroom was not a wet room. So apartment number 1 is renting for a 1-year contract where the key money deposit is 10 million Korean won. The monthly rent is 674,000 Korean won with an additional 80,000 for the maintenance fee for a grand total fixed fee of 754,000 Korean won every single month. So to be honest, I thought the numbers were great. For a new place like this, the rent to be, in the 700s, it was fine for me. The only issue with this place is that it is absolutely tiny. I walked in and I was like, I'm gonna have to sell all my things. I have a queen size bed right now. I have a dresser, this couch, a dining table, chair, coffee table. It could not at all fit in apartment number 1. Like it fits a twin size bed and that's about it. So it's a sleeping place basically. You couldn't relax or even set up a desk to do work maybe. You could probably, but it's just very, very tight. And so I was a little bit iffy about that, but I liked the numbers and it was new, so it satisfied 2 things that I did ask for. Nonetheless, we went ahead and checked out apartment number 2. Apartment number 2 is again maybe like a 10-minute walk from a very major Seoul subway station. It is a loft, so it's definitely way more spacious than apartment number 1. And here again for a 1-year contract at 10 million Korean won deposit, the monthly rent here was 850 and the maintenance fee was probably going to be like another 90,000 or something like that. The problem with this place is the moment I walked in, I was like, this is a no for me, I'm afraid, because it is so old. There's so much wear and tear. The wallpaper was like ripping. The steps up to the loft part were ripping as well, and I knew that if I were to live in this place I would not be happy at all. And so for me that was an immediate no. After viewing these 2 apartments, I definitely wasn't ready to commit to either of them. I had one more option that a friend had recommended to me. It's a shared housing kind of situation. So I set an appointment to view this shared housing the following day. Meanwhile, I was still looking at Chigbang myself, and I came across this apartment that really caught my eye. Based on the pictures and the rent price that they posted, I was like, I have to see this apartment. So I sent it to my realtor, but then unfortunately, apparently the landlord's realtor was like, the commission fees are too low or something like that, so we don't want to deal with an agent. So my realtor told me, if you want to go see the place, you gotta go yourself because he can't get involved. And I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm handling this by myself then. So I reached out to the landlord's realtor by myself through Chigbang, the app, and we set an appointment to view it the next day, so the same day as the other shared housing that I was gonna see. When we were coordinating times, the landlord's realtor told me that they already had someone coming to view it at like 11 o'clock that day. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna come in at 10 o'clock. I have to see it first because I like, what if I really like it? And then I got so anxious about like this race. So I was like, 10 o'clock, I'm coming to see it. So that morning I went to take a look, and this is apartment number 3. So this apartment is again about a 10-minute walk from a subway station in Seoul, and it is actually very, very new. I love the layout of everything. And just to talk some numbers, so once again, 1-year contract, 10 million Korean won deposit, monthly rent of 650,000 Korean won, and the maintenance fee of 80,000 Korean won. So for a total of about 730,000 Korean won every month is fixed, and then of course utilities and whatnot are separate. And so for the price alone, this apartment number 3 compared to apartment number 1 is already so much better. You are paying less but for so much more space, and here I can actually keep maybe some of my furniture. Of course it's not as big as my current place, but it's much better than apartment 1 for size wise. And so after looking at it, I actually told the landlord's realtor right then and there that I want it. I'm gonna take it. And so I still had intentions of viewing the other option that my friend had recommended me, but I just wanted to tell him no, like I have sincere intentions of signing this place. And of course, dealing with real estate in a foreign country is not easy at all. We're communicating in Korean. I'm not fluent in Korean. There could be so many missed things, so you do really have to be careful. Thankfully, the realtor was so nice, and he said, there is something that I do have to explain to you about the contract that's a little bit more intricate and a little bit more complicated. So if you could bring a Korean friend with you, let's set up another time and I'll hold the apartment for you and then you can come back. I was like, wow, thank you. Like, I've never heard of someone holding a place to rent for someone before. Like, that's insane. I was like, okay, I'll find someone and I'll get back to you. So after I left apartment number 3, I went to go see apartment number 4, which I'll show you right now. So the concept of apartment number 4 is really cool actually. Like I said, it has a shared concept. So everyone does get their own private room. Upon entering your personal unit, you have your bed. It's furnished. There's a fridge there. You have your private bathroom. The shower is separate. It's really, really nice and very new as well. The only shared parts would be the kitchen as well as the laundry. So kitchen space, they have pots and pans already there for you, and the laundry, it's coin laundry, which comes out to 2,000 won per use, and they even have dryers. So I thought that was really, really awesome. This apartment also has like a shared party room or office or meeting places for you to use. So it kind of gave like university campus vibes a little bit, but it's definitely really nice because for the price of 810,000 won, it is all inclusive. So that's your rent, any kind of maintenance fee, and all utilities, everything included. Wi-Fi, 810 per month. And the deposit for a place like this is like 1 to 2 million Korean won. And for this, it's really foreigner friendly. You can rent on a month-to-month basis or sign like a 6-month contract or a 1-year contract. If you do the monthly month basis, it is a little bit more expensive, but that's very flexible compared to like locking yourself in for like a 1-year lease in a country that maybe you're not sure how long you're going to be in for. So I really wanted to check out this option and also share it with you because I personally have never heard of it until my friend had told me about it. But anyway, after viewing apartment number 4, I knew in my heart that I still wanted apartment number 3, and so I told the landlord's realtor that I can come in the next day. So this is now day 3, and that I would come in to sign the contract. So thankfully, my friend Joanna, her husband, was so kind to call in to kind of just be the translator if we needed to explain that really intricate thing from the contract, and so we did that. But everything else I communicated by myself in Korean with these people. So this is actually crazy that I did that, because real estate is no joke. Like, renting is not a joke, and to get into this kind of situation when you're not fluent in the language is really, really scary. But thankfully I had a little bit of help, and the realtor was really nice. So I think I would have never imagined that I would go about this route, like doing it all on my own without an English speaking realtor by my side. Never imagined it to be that way. All of that is to say, I signed it and I have a new apartment. I'm going to be moving in 2 weeks, so it's going to be very, very busy for me. And I had found out after I signed the contract that I'm actually going to be the first tenant to this place. So it's like all the things that I wanted. So I'm really, really excited and super thankful. I'll definitely be documenting my moving journey. Hopefully it's gonna be really chaotic, but I'm gonna try to capture it. And at the same time, as excited as I am to move into my new place, I will miss this current apartment. I'm really gonna miss how spacious it is, how open it is. My new place is definitely smaller. Having said that, I think it might be time to do an apartment tour for this apartment. I can't believe everything happened in a span of 3 days. I saw apartments over a course of 2 days and then signed it. And here I am with a new apartment. Anyway, I would love it if you joined me on this journey. Know that you are loved, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!